Hi friends and welcome back. So, a lot has happened in the last week and I figured I should update you guys on what has been going on. Some exciting developments, some not so exciting developments, but basically an explanation for where I've been for the past week. I did buy the new Mara Kawaii bundle, which is so cute by the way, I freaking love it. So I might just include some gameplay in the background and then update you guys. I'll try to do it live. Admittedly, I massively failed at that because all I ended up doing was not finishing any of my sentences and also playing badly, and let's be honest, nobody wants to see that, so you won't. So I guess we start with where I've been. I am currently feeling very under the weather. I mean, that's a polite way of putting it. I feel like I thought initially that maybe I was just having a couple of off days. You know, it happens to the best of us, but it's been several days and I don't feel any better, so it's definitely a flare-up, which happens a lot with cystic fibrosis. For those of you who are new around here, you will have absolutely zero idea what I'm talking about, but I did upload a video maybe like a month ago, 2 months ago, basically explaining a little bit about the illness that I have. So if you haven't seen that, I'll link it in the description so that you can go and check it out if you want to. But yeah, it's quite common in CF that you can have a flare-up. For me, that usually means that I start getting fever type symptoms. I feel really achy, I feel very fatigued, I generally just feel bleh. I spoke to my doctor yesterday. He advised that I start on some oral antibiotics, see whether that picks me up a little bit. Winnie wants to be involved apparently. If the oral antibiotics don't work in the next few days, then it would be a case of doing a course of IV treatment, which is usually around 2 weeks of treatment. I would hope that I'd be able to do it from home. Obviously at the minute, because of the current situation, it's more difficult for hospital admissions, and I kind of just don't really want to be admitted to hospital. I don't know if I would feel comfortable with that, so it's kind of frustrating because I was really motivated with the channel and everything's been going really well, and I've tried to sit down and record a few times, but honestly I just have not had the energy to do it. I did try to record some Warzone the other day. I know a lot of you have been asking for Warzone gameplay. It is coming, 100% it's coming, but it's definitely going to be focused around trying to improve because I am not the best Warzone player. So I guess that kind of explains where I've been. But some really exciting news that has happened is that Kaftrio, the life-changing drug that I talked about in that previous video, has been approved by the European Medicines Agency. So it has been approved for use, which was just the most amazing news. But the reality was that the drug wasn't ready to send out straight away, and the whole communication around it has not been managed in the best way. So not that it's anybody's fault or anything like that, it's just that basically because there are so many different mutations with cystic fibrosis and this new drug only works with certain mutations, the list of mutations hadn't been provided to the hospitals once the drug had been approved by the EMA, so they haven't been able to confirm with any patients whether they're getting access to it or not because they've been waiting for a list. It's been a really anxious time. I know personally that my mutations were on the list for the clinical trials when they were testing the drug, but then because of the way everything was worded once it had been approved by the European Medicines Agency, it was then really confusing about who was actually going to have access to it or not. And I'll be honest, I've been feeling extremely anxious waiting to hear. But on Tuesday evening, I finally got the call from my doctor to confirm that I'm eligible to take it. So he ran through everything with me, when I'll be getting it, what to expect, how to take it, all of that stuff. So my prescription has now been put into the healthcare company who are handling all of the distribution of the drug, and it should literally be with me in the next 2 to 3 weeks, which is unreal. Honestly, it's so unreal. The whole thing is just so surreal. And I think I mentioned in my previous video, but obviously the kind of improvements that you can expect to see include increased lung function, more energy, the ability to be able to put weight on, less infections, less hospitalizations, basically just to be a little bit more normal. I think I kind of feel a little bit overwhelmed, but I also at the minute just feel so exhausted. It's like on the one hand, I kind of feel like because this treatment's so close that I'd rather avoid having IVs because the IVs are really toxic, and if I can feel better on the oral antibiotics rather than going on to the IV treatment, then I'd rather do that. But at the same time, I'm feeling so wiped out that I'm like, maybe it just makes sense to... Most of the time, if I'm not feeling well, I will just put a smile on my face and I'll jump on and I'll play anyway and I'll get on with it. But at the minute, it is a bit of a struggle, and I kind of felt like rather than not say anything, I wanted to keep you guys in the loop. I know that a lot of you, off the back of the previous video, said that you were really keen to hear updates and know what's going on. So I have spoken about it on Twitter, but I also realised that there's quite a lot of people that don't use Twitter and might not be aware that it got approved and that I got the call from my doctor. So I wanted to let you guys know. It's such an exciting time, and I'm sorry if this video does not come across that I am so excited about, because I am so grateful. I honestly can't put into words what this actually means for me, but my God, I am so tired. It's a bit of a struggle. It's not like tired, it's like fatigued, you know, where you literally just have like nothing to give. And I hate being like that because I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but you also have to appreciate that life is not always just smiles all the time, you know. Shit happens and you have to acknowledge it. You do, because you know, I feel like there's a lot of pressure to only portray a certain side of you and be this upbeat person all the time, but everybody goes through struggles, and you know, sometimes it's nice to hear about the struggles that other people are going through so that you can just be like, hey man, yeah, look, they're getting shit on. No, we're not all always happy all the time. When I get this new drug though, oh God, I'm going to be happy all the time. To sum up, we're not feeling great at the moment, but things are on the up and we have a lot of good things to come. I've got my whole life ahead of me. I'm so young. I've got whole life ahead of me. I'm usually pretty active on Twitter, so if you have Twitter and you don't already follow me, you can do that to stay up to date with everything that's going on. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and I look forward to seeing you next time.